The 1911 in general has proven to be a very reliable platform and has gained in popularity in the last few years. So what's important to keep this thing running is to follow a good strict maintenance schedule so it'll last a lot longer. And one of those things in maintenance is lubrication. You want to properly lubricate this pistol. You don't always need to clean it, but it's a good habit to get into. But as far as lubrication goes, it can actually make your cleanings a lot easier. These things do like to run wet, but there's a few points on the pistol that are very important to lubricate for optimum function of the pistol. This 1911 was recently shot and I haven't cleaned it yet, and I don't really intend to clean it for a few hundred rounds, but I'm going to show you how I relubricate this pistol. First thing you want to note is that there is not really a need to break down the pistol in order to lubricate it properly in the important areas. But let's go ahead and start with lubrication that you can do without locking the slide back. Now, this is really only in one area, and that is right here on the barrel hood. Because of the two locking lugs in here, I recommend putting a bead of lubrication right at the seam here, and you can do a bead of lubrication and then run it along the top here. This will spread out, and then you can rack it a few times to spread it down or spread it out and get it down into the locking lugs. And then, as you can see there's a nice glistening film all over. So you can also run it down the other side as well, just tipping it at a 45-degree angle and putting it at this seam right here. And then of course give it a couple seconds to drift down, and then rack it a few more times. One of the places that you'll want to lubricate to kind of help the trigger and the whole system function a little smoother is lubricate down the sides of the disconnector, and just one drop there, and racking it a few times or just pushing it down on it can help the lubrication get down in that channel for smoother functioning, because it can build up and make it a little more difficult or make it a little sticky. So that's an important thing to note. Also, you flip it over here and you can see it's still wet right in this area. You can add a little bit more lubrication to this area that the disconnector rides on. You don't need to fill the whole channel. You can use grease. It will last a little bit longer, but in general, a liquid lubricant will do. And then of course, you want to get a nice bead down on your rails and your rail channels here. So a little bit of a bead there, and on the other side. Again, these things can run wet and there's really no issue with it. And another thing is right here where the hammer is pushed down by the slide. You can lubricate that, and that'll actually smooth out a lot of the action. For 1911s, the smoother the action, typically the smoother the cycling. Now of course we want to take care of our barrel on the outside, and the way I do that is I just use a wipe from Slip 2000 and I just do this to it, and that pretty much does it. Of course it's still lubricated, but you can also do the guide rod here, but it's not always necessary. I lubricated it once and it's still pretty good, and again all I used was a wipe and I just rubbed the lubricant on, and just wiping it on you get a generous amount. So other than that, that's pretty much all you need to do. Well, I hope this video was helpful for you. Thanks a lot for watching, and leave a comment below if you have your own method for lubricating this gun.